Hello everybody and welcome to another directed draw. Today we're going to be learning how to draw a seahorse. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to come up here. You're going to leave a little bit of space on top and you're going to try to draw a nice circle. Remember to do this lightly because at the end of it we're going to erase it. And we want to be able to erase it nicely. Alright, so now we're going to do a backwards capital letter D. So I'm going to start, so if this is the middle, I'm going to go a little bit back, so I'm closer to the back of the head. And I'm going to go down to about here. And then we're going to go back to the top, and you're going to do a curved line back. So there's your backwards letter D. And now we're going to add his tail. So his tail is actually going to be the letter J with like an upside down U at the end. So let me show you. I'm going to start here. We're going to go down and back up. So there we have our letter J. And then we're going to add an upside down U shape like that. Then I'm going to follow his front belly, and I'm going to come about here, and we're going to do a slight curve down, and then we're going to follow the rest of his tail, and if you noticed, as I'm going down, it's getting a little thinner, and I'm going to go up, and around, and connect with a point. So you just drew his tail. Now I'm going to come back here and we're going to put his fin. So they have like a little fin that propels him. So from here we're going to go do a line out, and then I'm going to come down and do another line out like this. And then we're going to do a curved line and close it. And then I'm going to show you a little trick. So from here to here, we're going to connect it with some curved lines. So at this top, you're going to go like that. It's like a C curve, but it's not completely the letter C. And you're just going to do that shape all the way down. Like that. Okay, and once you do that, you're going to erase this curve. This curve was kind of like a guideline. And I hope you guys did that lightly. So when you erase, it erases easily and doesn't leave a mark. Alright, once you have that, I'm just going to do some lines and connect points to the body. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that. Okay. And now we're going to draw his mouth. And his mouth kind of looks like a trumpet almost. So from here, we're going to curve down and out. So it's like this C curve, except it's like this. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom, except from the bottom, you're going to go out like this, and then you're going to do a curve. Okay? This one's a little too close. Let me redo that. So out. Now once you have that, you're going to connect this, but with like a curve. So now up here, we're gonna add some little bumps. So I'm gonna go curve out and curve out like this. We're gonna give him like a little mini mohawk. So we're gonna do this same curved lines, but like this one except shorter. And you're gonna go up like that and go around. If you want to draw your guide first, you can totally do that too. And then just like the back fin, I'm just going to connect the points to the head. Like that. I'm going to go ahead, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to erase this part of the circle because we don't need that part anymore. And then I'm actually going to change the front part of his mouth. I'm actually going to erase that curve that we put, and instead we're going to do like a letter M shape, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to add like a little ear kind of thing right here. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go out and out, just like how we did his fin. And then I'm just going to do some squiggly lines to connect. And then you can erase that inside line. And do some lines like this. Okay. So now I'm going to do his eye, and it's going to be a big circle and a little circle. And then we're going to fix this part right here and give him a neck. So from about here, you're going to do a curved line like this. And then right here from his back of his ear, we're going to curve that line down like that and erase what's on the inside. Just the D part. But if you erase like I did, it's okay. We're just going to add a curved line like that. And while I'm at that, I'm going to erase this line right here connecting the tail. Alright, so I'm going to come up here, kind of like in the middle, and I'm going to follow this curve all the way down to the tail. And before I do anything further, actually, hold on, I'm going to change my little curve a little bit because it's not as round as I want it. So I'm going to erase that part, and I'm going to come out and in like that. Okay. So it's still that J shape, except it's a little bit bigger in the front. And then I'm going to go back. Like this. And I'm going to fix this part right here. Alright. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So we have that. I'm going to bring this down. And it's going to follow the tail all the way to the end like this. And then we're going to add some more details on his back. So kind of starting behind here. So you see if you have a little gap right there. We're going to go out, in, out, in, out, in. And then you're going to stop right there. And we're going to pretend it's going back here. You're going to continue. And make them different sizes too. And you're just doing some squiggly lines like this. And about here, and you're going to stop. So once you have that, you're going to draw a second line down the middle as best as you can. So I'm going to go here. And try to put it right in the middle. And just go nice and slow. Okay. So it might not go all the way in, but that's okay. And then after you divide that in half, we're going to do some upside down U shapes. Like that. And you're going to go down. And the spacing might get a little bit bigger by his belly. And you're just going to do that all the way down. So it's kind of like the number 3. And then as they go lower, you can make them closer together. Okay, so you have something like that. And there you have your seahorse. Now, if you want to add a background, you can. This would be really pretty if you guys did it in watercolor, if you have any watercolors. But you can do it with colored pencils or markers. I'll leave that up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and trace it with a black marker. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trace. Nice and slowly. And it's okay if you go outside the lines, we're just going to erase it afterwards. Try to do your best. And the smaller one is going to be black. Okay. And then I'm going to do his belly. Okay, and this part. And then I'm going to go on the inside and do this part. Okay. All right, so now you're going to go back and do the inside ridges. If you want to use a pen or thinner marker here, you can, because this is a little bit more difficult to get into. Or you can just do stripes. So, like that. Okay, and there we have our finished seahorse. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase my lines. Just be careful, let your marker dry first before doing it, because if you go right now and erase the parts that you just traced over, it might smear or smudge. So that's why I'm going back to the top. I honestly have no idea what that sound is outside. They're doing something. Alright, so here is my finished seahorse. I'm going to go ahead and grab my markers, and I will color him in. You can also add some background scenery, like some coral or seaweed. Up to you. Let's see. I'm going to color mine orange. So I'm going to start here. Careful around his eye. And you kind of want to be careful if you're using markers, because sometimes they tend to bleed, like how it's doing here. The black's kind of getting into my orange, but it should be fine. I'm going to color these a different color. I'm just going to color his body orange first, and then I'll move on to that. I'm going to go on to maybe some yellow. Yeah. Okay. Lighter yellow right here. Trying so hard not to mix the black and this yellow. You can already see that it's getting on my marker. Alright, so there's that part, and then I'm going to do this dark orange, reddish color. My marker's drying out a little bit. Well, these are very old markers, so I guess it's time that they're drying out a little bit, but still works a little. Alright, and there is my seahorse. So I hope you guys enjoyed this directed draw. I hope you guys are doing well as always and staying safe. So make sure you wash your hands, have fun, and I'll see you next time.